Start streaming. Monetization. Customization. Okay, players. How you doing, players? Calling. So, stream settings, that's it. Okay. Let's see. It's been a minute since I did this, players. Okay. Okay. So how do we do this? So, can you guys see us? Because I don't know if the thing is working. You would think someone would get a notification, but I don't know. So, can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I here? Am I there? Am I in my underwear? Alright, is this going to be low enough? Oh yeah, that's right. It has been a minute since I've been in the garage. Done live stream. Okay. Alright. It took a minute because I've been doing it on my phone for so long. You know, had to figure out what in the world's going on. So, alright. We are making it now. Didn't put a video out today, but one will be out tomorrow and Friday. You can hear my computer dinging because I'm ripping a bunch of our movies that we bought over the years, put them on a hard drive. But I'm going to answer some questions for a few minutes, let some people get in here, because once a lot of people get in here, it gets chaotic. We only got about 75 people in here, so I'm going to try to answer some questions. So one that sticks out to me is Redbeard minimum mods for a bulletproof 212. That comes from Tyler Trimcell. Bulletproof in 212 is just a flywheel and rod. In my opinion, that will make a pretty bulletproof engine. Flywheels for safety, rods for longevity. So yeah, that's about the thing. I was figuring out if YouTube's changed the studio app, since I did a live stream last on a desktop, and yeah, and just to make it clear, I'm not stealing movies in there. It's movies we bought when we didn't have internet because we had gotten rid of all of our DVDs and stuff, and so now we're copying them to a hard drive because we now thankfully have internet, and I've just been copying all of them and getting them on a hard drive because I can hook them up to my router, and anybody using our internet has full movie access, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so Mom's in the house. Mama's here. Can't say nothing bad, but yeah, I'm gonna answer some questions for a few minutes, and then we'll talk about a few things, do some stuff, you know what I'm saying. Someone asked what's my favorite 212 build. To be honest, they're all about the same. Stage 4 was fun because it was at the time the most I'd done to an engine, like to a 212, so it was pretty good. But they're all about the same. To be honest, once you built one, you built them all. You know what I'm saying? What's the word on the Suburban? It is still in the woods, Richard. I have not moved it since the last time you guys seen it. That was kind of a crap deal. Don't really want to get into the whole thing about that, but I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with it, to be honest. I thought it came with a title. It did not. And that was kind of crappy because the whole time I was thinking it had a title so I could sell it. And I can get a title, but I really don't want to mess with it. So, you know. Dustin, Plex is actually what I'm going to use. The guy that bought the mini chopper and the yellow deuce was telling me about Plex, and that's exactly what we're going to use later. Right now we're just going to do it through the router, and I'm just tired of having a bunch of stacks of Blu-rays and DVDs in my cabinet in there. So we're going to rip them all, and we're going to put them in a tote and put them in the storage building and stop having the clutter. But yes, Plex is what I'm going to be using. So howdy from Canada, what's happening? So, do you like Jeep, YJs? Jeeps are alright. I don't think, my daughter wants a Jeep, but she wants a newer four-door Jeep, of course. But I never really got into the whole off-road scene. Like, I like to go four-wheeling and whatnot, but it was just too expensive. Ready for the next collaboration? The next collaboration will probably be when we do our races, most likely, I would think, because we're not going to have a lot of time before then to do any collaborating. So yeah, I feel extremely low. I can't sit like this. I'm gonna have to sit on my stool. Drive me crazy. Oh wow. Okay. So we have our bar stools out of our apartment. That's my movie seat. So gotta go with the old trusty bar stool. Things have red. The Ford dealership when I worked there was throwing this away, and we put red duct tape on it years ago and never got rid of this thing. So this is gonna get me a little higher up in your face. Sure. Yeah. So, huh? Yeah. Look at these. Also, hope you guys are noticing that our stream quality should be phenomenal, because we got 400 megabits per second download speeds now and like 25 upload, I think, something around that. So we're finally got some good internet, and that has been a blessing from God for sure, because it sucked for a very long time uploading videos at Lonnie's house. At first it was the church's internet sucks, and then we finally started going to Lonnie's. Lonnie's okay, they need a little faster router, and but it was what I had to do. So 2 times a week I was running back and forth or sending Miss Redbeard over there, and that was very annoying. So now we have extremely good internet. I bought a really good router and stuff, got everything set up, so it is crazy how much better it's going to be. So it should be a crystal clear, and we can finally start doing our podcast that we had plans to do years ago, but we never had the internet capability of doing so. So we'll have some guests on that. Actually, John from Cars and Cameras was like, I'm sorry we did a podcast before you, because he knew we'd been talking about it. And I was like, hey, play on, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, everybody's about doing podcasts now. So
these are fresh out of the washer, so they're still wet.
Oh, yeah, Ms. Redbeard has our newest shirt on. This is the old one. Still love this one. I like this one quite a bit. And then we have a few other ones. We did take some shirts off of our website because they was garbage. We bought some of our, because we're going through Teespring. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make sure we're selling good quality shirts. That's why they might be a little bit more expensive than you guys are used to, but I don't want you guys to buy a shirt and it shrink a size. That drives me crazy. These
are the comfort shirts.
Comfort shirts, yeah. And this is, we don't have these. Like, we have this style,
but no,
we can put this style on there, but people's going to gripe about your prices no matter what. Aiden, simmer the crap down, man. You've asked the same question like 40 times. You're filling up the chat. My favorite build was probably 670. Boosted 670.
Okay, so we have the same design, so I've taken the junky shirts off the website,
mm-hmm.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they should all say comfort now.
Okay.
But these are the same design. So.
She just got these out of the washer, by the way. So that's the front, that's the rear. I mean, we got a bunch of different styles, but that's the crest logo. That's what we call the crest. I was actually, no matter what people say, I was the first one to make a sticker for the side cover of 212s.
Everybody else copied.
Yeah, and everybody else copied me, so play on, players. But and then this is the back of the Gravy Bones. We're probably going to change this one up later so it don't have the background. It says RBG Racing on the front. So that's one. Like I said, these smell delicious.
Are, they're not vinyl, they're the...
Screen print.
Yeah.
So these are all screen print because vinyl feels like garbage on you. So it's got my face on it. Goose It logo.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I've always liked this shirt quite a bit. That logo, is that it?
That's one we already did. I feel like there was one more, but
no,
I guess not. I think we didn't get one yet.
All right, so we're gonna go back to I've seen bunker branding, but I don't know if we're big enough to mess with, like, for bunker branding to mess with us. I'm not sure. I've never talked to the dude. What's his name? I don't know his real name. I should. But Aiden, I was just kidding. My whole chat was like all your questions, so we'll try to answer you, but don't try to blow up our chat with one question. We'll try to get around to it. I forgive you.
This feels like the old days.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a spell. The lights are so bright in here. I'm getting a lot of glare because this screen. So we have our OBS running over here that shows us all of our information on our webcam. And it's super glossy monitor, which I need to change that out to a, this one's a flat monitor, so it doesn't gloss as much. This one's rough. But
Thing of Truth said he's buffering.
That's your own fault. It says excellent connection, so we should be perfectly fine. Remote viewing. Is that your single-seater side-by-side or Razor, or was it someone else's you just riding? I was just curious. Richard, they do not smell like gravy. Send a gravy air freshener with every Gravy Bone shirt.
That'd be cool.
Or we just pour like a cup of instant gravy in the box. Would you consider helping a fan on his project cart? I would like to say I would later, but right now we have so much stuff. I always thought about doing that.
We get that question often.
Yeah, like doing a sweepstakes almost. You know, like everybody that buys merch or something that gets entered to win a day with Redbeard. We've talked about that. You can bring your own vehicle and we can do whatever, but I don't know. That's, you know, you got to worry about a lot of stuff now. We've talked about this 1,000 times. Oh, he did buy it. We just, like a couple, Chris, Bad Owl Hill Racing.
Oh.
It's remote viewing now.
Oh,
He
okay.
bought a single seat Razor,
Oh.
the one seater. Not like Scott. Scott's was like a 4-wheeler Razor, basically, you know. But, well, it looks cool. We have ordered a 2021 Honda Talon 4-seat, and I'm hoping it comes any day now. We ordered it 2 months ago. Didn't order it. You can't necessarily order them. We just put our deposit down, so the next one that particular dealership gets, they hold it for us. They can't sell it. We're on like a little contract thing. But when are we going to get you set up with Amsoil? Well, there's the thing.
We talked about that already.
We have talked to a couple of people about Amsoil, but they just want to sell us Amsoil. And I don't want to necessarily buy Amsoil just to keep on the shelf. But if I was sponsored by Amsoil, I mean, I like Amsoil. We actually got a bottle of it. That's what I'm running in the 670, actually. But I don't want to buy a bunch of Amsoil to have on the shelf. I would rather just go buy Napa, you know, oil if I'm paying for it out of pocket. You know, and so yeah. Someone said, would you do a boat? I am talking with a company right now that makes the longtail kits and stuff. I actually got a message in back.
I saw that.
But we're wanting to put a V-twin on a flat bottom boat, or a V-bottom aluminum boat that I found. I can get the boat pretty cheap. It's a 12-foot boat, and I think it'd be cool to do something so me and Grayson and Aubrey can go fishing, have a little fishing boat.
They love to fish.
Yeah, and having a little boat like that would be super fun. So yes, we'll probably do. I would never do like a full big boat. If I'm buying a boat, it's going to be a nice boat. You know, I don't want a boat. She wants a boat. I think we've talked about that in streams before, because someone tried to give us a boat.
We've been talking about that since day one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid it because I don't want a boat. So do you sell parts or do you work for the public? Just about 20 minutes away from your shop, I believe. We sell parts. We sell used parts. And we can sell new parts. Like if we had a part that you was wanting from Go Power Sports, we would just basically buy it, pay Go Power Sports for the part that you take. But I don't like people coming here. I like us to be as secret as we can possibly stay. Eventually people will probably find out where we live, but it's just a safety thing. Our kids play outside. We got a lot of property, you know, so I just don't want people to know where I'm at. I like my privacy, you know, even though I bring you guys in my shop every day. I want privacy at the end of the day, and I think everybody deserves that. So we don't let people come in our shop, unfortunately. And we would work on people's stuff, but it's really close friends and family is all we do. What?
The boat thing.
Yeah, jet boats. I would love to do a jet boat, but I can't afford to do a jet boat. To buy a jet ski and just take the engine out of it, I mean, because if I did one, it'd have to be very mean. You know, I couldn't do like a smaller jet ski that would be affordable to do. So I would love to do a jet boat, but you know, again, a lot of money, and we got a lot of overhead here, so we got to watch out what we do. Who? Where?
The one in the middle.
Love the content. Jagman says, love the content. Your billet rod and flywheel builds were great. Couldn't done it without them. Keep them coming. Thank you, sir. We actually have tomorrow's video is a Tilson 225 kit that Go Power Sports sells, the DIY like builder's kit, and we put it together and started up at the end of the video, and we just received our MB200 that we're going to be putting the 225 on, and done another MB200 like simple build, and we got a hardcore Cars and Cameras fan in here. All he's commenting is the Cars and Cameras catchphrase. Like, right there. Matt.
Oh.
Matt, I think you're on the wrong channel,
Well,
sir.
Charles said he's here.
Oh, he was just commenting over and over. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Charles is here, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him. But, yeah, and that's the reason we started this whole channel was, of course, we couldn't find information on how to do stuff, and it was very frustrating. So I was like, why aren't people doing this stuff? So thank you, Huckabee Adventures. I love you, sir.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen him.
Yeah, it's been a while since I need to holler at you when things settle down this week. We just got back from camping. Thank you for your donation, sir. I didn't even know you changed your channel name, so now I do. But I was on a track, say something, I don't know. But,
Things
oh yeah.
settle down.
When things, we're trying to get everything ready for our race. We have like 7 weeks left. We just got back from camping, and camping took, of course, the weekend, but I had to also get the camper ready. So that took a little bit of time, and I came back more tired from camping because there's so much getting ready on Friday and getting there, and then Sunday getting home. It's just like, man, we'll never do it for a weekend trip. It'll be longer than a weekend for sure.
Camping is just as much work as it being at home, if
Yeah,
not more.
it's probably more, honestly. But thank you, Aiden, for your donation. Should I ask a question with your donation? Make sure if anybody uses Super Chat to make sure to add a question, because we want to make sure we see it.
And announce when we're going to be at things.
We can also pin this, by the way.
Now might be a better one.
Nah. So, we're going to be in Chicago. When?
September 14th and 15th?
September, make sure.
I'm pretty positive.
Okay, September 14th and 15th will be at FabTech in Chicago. So we would love if you guys came out. You can get in free. I've heard you don't have to pay. Like there's ways to get in free.
Links for this stuff is on our website, like registration links and stuff.
Yeah, so go on our website and you can see when we're going to be places and links to, like she said, to be able to go to FabTech. FabTech is, if you don't know, though, there's like every type of machinery you can think about, from plasma cutters. You can see demonstrations of these robots working. It's a pretty cool place. It's more for the industrial side of the world. Like factories go there to find equipment, but there's also a lot of stuff like welding companies for you guys to see their actual products and be able to use them. A lot of welding companies have the setup where you can use them, but we'll be there with Quantum guys. We was there year before last. Of course, COVID shut everything down last year, and we was in. We've been twice, so this will be our third time. We've been to Chicago once, and we'll be in SEMA. We'll be in SEMA November 2nd through the 5th. We should be there all 3 days. I mean, it's huge, so I'd like to be there as much as possible. But anyways, we're going to be in SEMA November 2nd through the 5th of this year. We'll be at the Quantum booth. Does it say where it's going to be at yet?
No. It's
They
in
know.
Las Vegas.
No, it's in Las Vegas, yeah. So if you're in the Vegas area,
Maybe
let
what
us know.
booth.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we
I don't
will
know
release what booth number it is, like where you can find us at. And then also, so we got to go straight from Vegas
It's
to
busy.
so you got to think about this. We have Chicago coming up, which is FabTech. We'll be gone for a few days, and then right after Chicago, we come back right after FabTech, and we'll be doing our race. And then we go after that to Vegas to do SEMA, which is awesome. We get to build a chassis to be there at the Quantum booth. That's an amazing. Oh yeah, block that guy. You gotta hit the dots over there.
I can't get on fast enough.
So this guy's just spamming us, so we're gonna block him real quick. He's done it
There it
so
is, it's
much.
popped
Okay. Hide user on this stream. Sorry, Jacob, and your jibber jabber. So we go right from Vegas to Texas to the Go Power Sports 180 mini bike race. I will not be racing. I have no intentions of racing 10 or 100 miles on a mini bike. That ain't for me. Old back won't be able to handle that, but we'll be there. Lonnie may be racing. We don't know 100% right now if he's going to be there, but he may be there racing an MB200. So there's 3 places we're going to be. We're not doing a meetup until all this stuff is over with. We may do one at the end of the year. I would like to.
In the winter?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
I won't be there.
But so yeah, we hope you guys just make sure to always check our website for where we're going to be. It's a good source to find out where you boys going to be, what time,
I
where.
don't mean to comment it.
So BS Small Engine said he's building a bike and the team for the 180. I'm going to be the pits for Lonnie, and then Lonnie will be the rider. Because, like I said, I have no intentions.
What is this?
That was a picture. I just have one on my computer. Yeah, I could be big boys perform better when it's cold. We cool off our cool the jets. But yeah, when I don't know if Go Power Sports knows I'm not racing, but I'm telling you, I don't like mini bikes. Number one, like I love mini bikes, but I don't like racing mini bikes. I'd rather be in a full cage vehicle. But everybody's different. Lonnie's not. He's pumped about it, but he's not pumped about the 100-mile thing. That's a long time to be on a mini bike.
I think Braxton might come too.
Would he race though?
Probably not.
I would think.
He's pretty focused on baseball in college right now.
Yeah, if Braxton comes, me and him will be in the pits keeping Lonnie going. So yeah. Someone says they got a Suzuki RV90. Can I give it to you? We'd love to have it. We would. We love anything free that we get because we spend a lot of money here on these builds. Josh Bannon, thank you for your donation. He says thanks for the awesome content. You're a great fabricator and engine builder, and you have taught me a lot. Thanks. We appreciate the kind words for sure. It gets stressful around here every once in a while, so it's nice to hear people's positive comments for sure. It keeps you going. Someone said, "How's that semi-independent suspension go-kart going on?" Go-kart? I don't know what you're talking. I mean, we've done a lot of those, but I don't know which one you're referring to. We're not. We're doing all independent right now, like the Deuce, Diesel Deuce. We're going to start working on tomorrow again. We haven't been able to touch it. And the money shot, we don't tell where our garage is at. We're not open to the public. It's my personal garage. But we went to Cars and Cameras. That was that's when the busyness started, was Cars and Cameras race. And then we was idiots while we was there and said, hey, we'll do a race in October. And then we had to get back and...
I think it'll be fun.
Oh, it will be. It's just me getting so many people's vehicles ready is what sucks. I say this all the time too. You don't realize I have to get mine, Lonnie's, Braxton's. If we're doing a meetup, I have to get Becca something to ride, and it's normally we never accomplish all those things. Becca's normally left out, so she had to ride Scott's Ace, which he no longer has. But we'll have a side by side, by the time we do something else. So worst case on tear, I'd rather Becca be in something like a side by side.
Several weeks though, so.
Yeah, 7 weeks, and we built.
Well, minus one because you got to go to Chicago.
Mm-hmm. 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
To get, I don't know how many.
A chain link countdown like kids do for
Christmas. Rip it off, yeah. That's probably what I need. Brandon, I have not. I wonder what happened with the Finnegan Argo deal. It sucked because as soon as he got the Argo, he got the jet or the hovercraft, and it's like, and the person he got the hovercraft, Redbeard's down here, Cletus is up here. So it just got shoved aside, and it was a horrible scenario that played out, and it was very frustrating how everything happened, and so I don't know if it'll ever come back up. I don't know. I know the Suburban's sitting down where I left it in the video, and I just want to get rid of that thing so bad. I'm going to have to lose a ridiculous amount of money selling it just to get it out here, but yeah. How often do you trim your beard? I was thinking about cutting her down. Actually, I was thinking about that this morning. It's starting to get in the wavy zone, and it starts to get annoying. And I don't like to straighten my beard. I think it looks stupid straightened. Like you can tell it's straightened, so it's like a woman straightening her hair. I don't like it. But I don't know how. Not often. Every month probably.
What?
Trim my beard. Every 2 months.
No, it's longer than that.
Like cut an actual length off. When I cut it to about there. I do too. It just gets crazy these times. But
someone said, how do I align the 40 up here somewhere?
How do I align the 40 series torque drive on my buggy? Didn't come with a plate. It's all bought separately. I'm just having a problem aligning it. And how do you do that? If you're just talking about a 40 series kit, I mean, you'd have to build a jack shaft if you're not wanting to spend the money for the Go Power Sports plate. And I mean, that's how you'd have to do it. Run a jack shaft that's on a sandwich plate in between your engine and the actual engine plate. But yeah. I don't know if there'll be a Windrock meetup this year. We have the bus at a better point now. It still needs some fine tuning because she barely made it home. The carbs spitting just randomly. It'll run beautifully 1 second. Either the bowl is going dry and or like the float is sticking, not letting the bowl fill up as often as it needs to, or it's got I think the choke might be shutting on it, so I don't know. I got to check it, but we got to do a few things to get it ready. But I would love to do a meetup this year. It just, as of right now, we got to wait till November is over with because SEMA is a really huge thing. So we really want to focus on that after our race, of course. Dustin Sikirka.
This guy's been around for years.
Yeah,
I think we'd know how to say this by now.
Well, we've never had him tell us how to say his name, but thank you so much for your donation. It means a lot, helps a ton. I just had a hiccup. My 9-year-old daughter just asked about you guys today since we watch your content together. We are working on her confidence of driving her 3.5 horsepower Mega Moto go-kart in the family's 250-acre timber. Thanks for the help.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. We have 14 acres here, and it's super fun. I can't imagine 250 acres. That'd be crazy. That's what we need. But thank you so much for your donation. Yeah, I hope. Like Aubrey wrecked a mini bike once. She's perfectly fine on a go-kart, but getting them on, she'll ride a mini bike now. But when I first put her on one, it was a Mega Moto 80cc. She whiskey throttled off the side of the driveway, so close to hitting a tree. And then I forced her to drive it back to the garage because my dad didn't make me get back on. We had a Fat Tire 80, a Pee Wee 80 Yamaha. And I panic throttled, whiskey throttled right into a sawdust pile, huge sawdust pile that was behind this barn. And I didn't ever want to ride it. I wish my dad would have made me ride it again because then I was scared of dirt bikes. I mean, I was really little, probably 5 or 6, probably. But so I made her ride it. She whiskey throttled again, almost hit the garage, but then she didn't.
Like 8 then.
Yeah. But now she'll ride anything.
She's not scared.
Yeah, Grayson, I can't get him on a mini bike. He will not ride one. I got the little 79cc.
Well, he always says, does it have suspension on it?
Well, not even that. He just won't ride that little. I'm trying to get him on that little rascal because it's the perfect learner bike. You know, at 79 is the perfect engine to put a kid on for the first time. But yeah, any electric carts in the future, I would say so. They're just really, you know, they're double the money to build really. So it'd be cool though because I rode Weatherby Weldon's little rascal that he did electric and it was really fun. I liked it a lot.
You talked about doing the truck thing once.
Yeah, and then someone did it way better than I would have did it. So I was like, I was going to build a Cybertruck, and then what is that? The Hacksmith did it on YouTube, and they did it really well. And I was like, well, I ain't building a lesser version. So they spent, I think, 20 grand to build that thing. Is what he said, or it might have been more than that. It was a lot.
Yours would have been a thrift build.
Yeah. So Nacho Dad's Garage. Thank you for your donation. What would cause a mild 212 to bog hard after 3/4 throttle? New carb and a .36 jet on it still bogs out past 3/4. Well, that would be the main jet. You know, idle to quarter is your pilot, and the mid range is your needle, and then your main jet is 3/4 to wide open. So I would think you would, so if it's bogging, just bogs down, then that means it's lean, because spitting and popping would be rich. So I would jet it up a little bit and see if it makes a difference. I've had a true Mikuni before, I couldn't get it tuned out no matter what. I could put the smallest jet, or the largest jet. It didn't matter what I did. It was still black smoking. I even put a soldered up jet in it to try to figure out what in the deal was going on with it. It still did it. I don't know what was wrong with it, but I threw it away. It was $150 34 millimeter Mikuni. But, oh gosh, leg sore. But yeah, I would think it needs jetted up if it bogs out like that. So, what? I thought you seen one.
No, I'm just trying to blink so I can see.
Brandon, when I was about 10 years old, I had one of the Manco carts, live axle with the three-wheeler tires and 5 horsepower. We do about 37 mile per hour, and with the lawnmower tires about 25. See, I wish I had a go-kart when I was little. I remember my uncle brought my cousins over once with it was a Murray from Walmart, one-wheel peel, little red roll cage go-kart, and we drove it. It was a 5-horse Briggs with a clutch on it. And my mama lived on a little gravel hill that was kind of steep, and I drove it to the bottom, and it would not pull up that hill with me on it. And you basically had to drive it on flat ground with that clutch set up. And I remember being so disappointed because I always wondered what it'd be like to ride a go-kart. Because a go-kart, to me, why I wanted a go-kart more than a four-wheeler or anything, is because it's like the closest thing to a car. You know, it made you feel like you had your little vehicle. And that's why I liked them so much. Someone said, what's your favorite chemical? Well, we love PB Blaster, if that's what you're talking about. We have every flavor of PB Blaster in our cabinet. And we use it, like when I went on this camping trip, I grabbed 4 different types of PB Blaster to put in the bus. I have them at every workstation. We use the far hell of it. Brake Clean's probably my favorite, to be honest. Can you tell me why gas would mix with oil after I installed my catch can and a pulse pump? Where's your gas mixing with your oil? If it's mixing in the catch can, that's what you're supposed to see. Is the catch can catches the oil vapor and the blow by, so you can't keep blow by from happening. Pretty much, compression is going to leak past your rings, and when that happens, there's going to be like some gasoline mist, and that goes inside your block. And if you don't put a catch can, that mixes with your oil, and that's why when people check for bad oil in a car, they smell it and see if it smells like gas. If it smells like gas, it's old because it's had enough time to accumulate a lot of fuel in there. With a catch can, you're getting rid of a lot of that because all those fumes inside your engine, those fuel vapors, are mixing with the oil vapors and stuff, and it's trying to expel out the engine. So you run your valve cover, a breather from your valve cover into the catch can, and it separates that from the air, lets the air out, but keeps the oil vapors and fuel vapors captured in the can. So I've had a lot of people ask me, why don't I run my catch cans back into the block as a return system? That would be awful. You're trying to get that stuff out of your engine, not keep it in there. And with a catch can, you need to check it every ride. I mean, if you're riding it a lot, you need to check your catch can every ride and measure how much you're getting out of it, and make sure you're not losing that much oil, because then you'll end up running out of oil. I hate saying oil the correct way. I like saying oil.
People make fun of you no matter how you say it, so you might as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh.
Say it the way we know.
Had a mustache hair in my mouth. That's the worst. So yeah, if you're having that problem, that's fine for oil and gas to be in the catch can. So someone said had a bug wasp race cart back in the 70s with the MC 82 stroke, ran like a bat out of heck. I'm guessing the MC's a McCulloch 2-stroke. I remember my brother came home one day, my middle brother, with a McCulloch Mac 10 chainsaw, and it was the coolest old chainsaw. And I'm telling you, my brother sat out in our shed for what seemed like weeks working on this Mac 10. He would go work on it. We had no money for parts, so I don't know what he was doing in there. But he would come out, crank on it, go back in there. He'd be out there for 4 or 5 hours a day. I'm talking about Kevin. And then he would go back into the shed and work on it. He worked on that McCulloch, I'm telling you, for years and years. It felt like, and I don't know what he ever did with it, but I never heard the son of a gun run. But it was a cool chainsaw. We got William, thank you for your donation. Hey Redbeard, how do I add a cable into a brake line so I can secure it to the brake pedal? Do I solder it? Please help. So I've had a lot of problems with this. I can't find like a good source of, the ends of brakes are normally lead, those chunks on a brake cable, like on a bicycle and stuff. You can buy the solder on ones. There's basically a chunk of lead, has a hole in it. You slide the cable through it, and spin it so the cable flares out, and that'll hold the little eyelet at the end. And then you take like a thimble's good if your wife has a thimble skillet, put it in your vise, heat it up, and melt solder in the thimble, and then put flux on the solder end, and the flux is going to help pull that solder into it. And then you just dip it into get the thimble full of molten. I have them sitting around sometimes, actually, but I use a solder on ring terminal for like the all copper ones. I put it in the vise, heat it up, melt solder in it, and then I dip the cables in it and dip it a couple times, and it'll solder that end on. Hope that helps, because that's what I've done before.
I feel like we have a TikTok about that.
No, I don't know. Maybe, probably, maybe not. Can you make a blueprint for Gravy Bones cart so I can build one? Probably not. Like I could if I was building another one, but it's hard to get off of what's already there, basically. And I've never made blueprints. That's a whole nother, I think, skill set, is to make a blueprint, because I'm just doing stuff off the top of my head when I'm building these things. So to redo that, I would have to write stuff down and keep notes, and it just so long story short, no, I could, but I'm not going to. Like, I don't mean that to be mean, but it would take me a whole entire day to figure out how to rebuild that, to tell someone how to build that way. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I'm going to do a suspension cart similar to it, but full suspension, and it'll be like the Gravy Bones off-road single seater, and I'm going to be building that in the next couple of weeks, because that's what I'm going to be racing in my race, is a single seater full suspension version of it. Maybe when I do it, I can try to jot some stuff down. Will I? Probably not, because I'll be out of time and I'll be crunched for time, and I won't have time to do that. And again, I don't mean that to be mean or nothing or sound like a jerk, but when we're building stuff, we're trying to get content out. It's very hard. We're on a schedule, and it's hard to meet that schedule all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, it's very hard. What's your favorite food? Cheeseburgers. And I make jokes about that, but my favorite thing in the world is a good cheeseburger.
We're going to have to turn it into a lettuce wrap burger.
I just won't eat a burger. If it's a lettuce wrap, the bread's half the goodness. But yeah. But so for people that don't know, we finally got internet, and that's been a struggle forever. We had to pay Charter $4,000 to get internet here, because we have underground electric and stuff to keep our property looking nice. And, that comes with a lot of cost, obviously, burying everything. I'm so glad we did it. I mean, I'd do it again, but it cost us $4,000 to have Charter. Actually, Charter, I think, messed up, because they first told us $5,400, and I was like, good gosh, $5,400? And then when I go to actually pay for it, I was ready to pay $5,400, and they said $3,900 and like $50, whatever it was. And I was like, are you sure that's what the price was? And she was like, yep, that's what it says. And I was like, all right, I'm paying it. And they didn't say nothing else, so got a little bit of a discount. But it has been so nice having internet finally. I don't get service inside this building because of all the tin. And so I bought a Verizon extender for like $40 on Amazon. It actually worked really good. But now we was able to take it out because there's no need in having that extra junk in the shop, because we can do Wi-Fi calling and stuff now. And it has been so nice. I was thinking today coming down the driveway, I'm ripping all of our DVDs and Blu-rays we bought since we didn't have internet. And I was like, I need to download that software to do that. Over to Lonnie's or something to do that. And then it popped in my head, no, you don't play it, you got it. So, oh yeah, and on Redbeard's Garage, I go through phases. Don't know why. Don't know what in the world's happening with me. But right now I'm in Gangster Greg phase with funny things I say is, gangster related.
People have picked up on it.
Yeah, some people, like, I always change. Like, I go through these, and it just, no reason. I mean, I think play is a funny thing to say, so I say it. But, yeah. So, try to catch on. So, like, you'll notice in a couple weeks, you won't hear me say playa and dog and all this stuff, and I'll switch to something else. I don't know why. My brain's like, all right, these words are boring. Get them out of here. Uh, So it's saying, let's see, YouTube's being a loser. I'm trying to see what's happening here.
See, it's going stream is healthy using no data. I think it popped up.
So, are you guys seeing any interruptions? Because you shouldn't, but we are. It's like, oh, you got internet? No, you don't. Let's see. I'm curious now. I want to do a speed test real quick. Just to see what's going on. Alright, so we should be fine. So, is anybody seeing like a drop in content? Let me know. Oh, I will be doing a collaboration with Junkyard Diggs after the race. He's staying over, and hopefully we'll be able to go fix up my Papaw's 70 Chevelle with a 454 in it. So that's gonna be cool. Gangsters. So, all right. I don't know what in the world's going on here. Oh, that's about. I was hitting buttons. What's going on here? So, I don't know. Don't know what's going on, but it's acting like. I think it's my OBS and not anything to do with internet. It's lagging a bit. Not now. There was some freezing. I don't know what's going on. And this is the first time this computer's been turned on since we moved in this garage, too. There could be a dead rat inside of it. Who knows? This thing's been off for a while. Biggest motor I've ever worked on. I mean, I've worked on car engines, if that counts, but build on the channel would be a 670.
He said Charter found out they underpriced you.
Yeah, they're cutting it. They're like, all right, let's dial back that speed. What was your best? What is the best non-slide carb? Oh, you're talking about like a butterfly carb. It blocked Russian hackers. Like saying, well, the internet's slowing down. Vasily? But I don't know. I like slide carbs, so I honestly couldn't tell you one. To be honest, I'm sorry. I failed you. So Randy Travis has HughesNet. See, we was gonna get HughesNet to hold us over till we got Charter, and I'm glad we didn't mess with anything because God provided a way for Charter to be ran here, so that was cool. And they got it done super fast. We paid them in like 2 weeks. We had everything done. And then the guy, after he installs it, they leave the cable laying on the ground from the little, we have underground, so our transformer's on the ground. And they leave the line on the ground when they install it, and it's like, they'll be back in a couple weeks to bury that. And I'm thinking, at our last house, they never did bury it. Well, they did, but they buried it that deep.
And the rain washed it.
Yeah, the rain washed it out in no time. Well, we came back from being gone this weekend, and it was buried. So I don't know if they buried it while I was in the shop last week. I mean, I think that's what happened. Because our gate was closed and locked and everything while we was gone. It's buried, and they did a really good job, so I don't know when they did it. Snuck in, and I wouldn't think they'd have snuck in here and did it. But okay, our stream's good now. It's back. So it would probably, remote viewing. It's probably going to be after, not in November. It'd probably be after November when we do a meet. Probably in December if it's not too cold. And that sucks. We have so much stuff going on right now that I don't see a possible way to do a meet. We could do one in November, but it would be because our vehicles should already be ready from our race, like do some maintenance on them and then go. So let us see if we can do early November.
Well, that's just the thing about that is, though, it doesn't give people time to ask off work.
Yeah, we want to put it out there a long time beforehand.
I've had some people message us in January saying, hey, I have to put my vacation in for the year.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Chris, when we get our Howland, we're going to be at Windrock, here and there. I'll let you know as soon as we get it. And I mean, worst case scenario, you can come ride with us because that'd be pretty cool. So I'll let you know as soon as we get it. Hopefully this week we get a phone call. That would be dreams come true.
That's what he says every week.
But I talked to them last week, and they're like, we're expecting it any day because it's been over 3 months since we've received one. And they've heard that Honda is back at like full operating capacity. So they're expecting it to come sooner than later. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really wanting it, really bad. Yeah, is there anything else? How does it feel to be a celebrity? Feels regular. We don't get people bugging us or anything like.
We're not celebrities in this town.
No, like
we're regular people.
We're regular people. Yeah, people like some people will see you as one, but they don't necessarily treat you like any different. They like kids will think it's cool, but it ain't like they're stalking me. You know what I mean? That like we have a pretty good town of people. Yeah. 'Cause I've been shot somebody. Yeah, so is there anything else we need to talk about? Play about? Whoa!
Yeah, right.
Dropped my wrench.
I don't know. Answer people's questions.
Read me questions.
Well, I can't hardly see them. They're tiny.
Get up in front. I'm going to go switch the DVD. She's going to read me questions.
Nobody's washing clothes except me. He's changing out DVDs. Have you ever had a crazy stalker?
No.
I wouldn't call him a stalker, but he's been crazy. Well, there's none.
Are you going to say something now?
What? What am I supposed to say?
Sorry, folks.
Sorry, I'm the boring person in this family. Thanks for watching, Mike. Mike said he's been watching for 3 years.
2 years?
3.
Let me show up, Mike.
Any coupon codes? We have a coupon code for Benchmark Abrasives, Redbeard 10, and then we have recently collaborated with New Air on a really cool cooler that we have a discount code for. There should be a video about that this week, I think. I don't think we have discount code for anything else. Do we, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
I think so. It's almost done.
Okay. Thanks for the motivation, Chris.
In the background, but like,
What?
that looks like to be behind the scenes.
Oh.
When I'm frustrated, tell me.
Greg said tell you what it's like to be behind the scenes. Sometimes it's entertaining. A lot of the times it's entertaining. Him and Lonnie have a lot of banter going on that doesn't usually make it to the videos because it's half inappropriate. And then sometimes Greg gets angry. But he's really worked on his self-control, so he doesn't like Hulk smash stuff anymore. And then usually I'm like, hey, can you redo that so I can take a picture? Or can you redo that so I can take a TikTok video or something?
Oh, that's always the worst. When I have to completely redo something.
But he doesn't complain. He just huffs and does it.
It sucks, so it's like, you cat to be kidding me right now. Yeah, what else?
Greg edits the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then if you happen to see an occasional professional video show up on Instagram or Facebook, he probably put it together for me to post. But
I think
sometimes
Becca
do
could edit videos, but you know, I don't want to be in charge of our children, like picking them up from school, getting them to practices. Like that's all Miss Redbeard.
Which
She
that's
does
what
all
I
that.
want to do. Like that's
Yeah.
my.
So, like today, I had to stop and go get Grayson because Aubrey had an appointment I had to go to. So, but I didn't. Actually, his new school, he's in a new school now. It was way better than that.
Oh, yeah.
Way freaking better. I was like, it was a piece of cake driving in there.
Yep.
So, yeah, she is in and out of the garage all day because she takes the kids to school. It's like 50-50 whether I go with them. Normally, I mean, I did a lot last year. I mean, that's one perk to having this job. I can do stuff like that.
I'm very OCD though, so I get.
Yeah. And I'm just like dilly-dallying around.
I get frustrated with his routes and whatnot. We have an exact routine.
But yeah. So I edit the videos. I film half of them, like setting the camera up and stuff. I would much rather her be in here filming most stuff. But this thing, sometimes I work on something for 2 hours and then I'm ready to film because I don't film every bracket I cut out anymore. I used to. But I feel like that stuff is, sometimes it's good, but if it's a simple bracket, I'm like, I'm not filming this. I just rather get it done, not be bothered by it. I don't like when I'm slam packed, like when we had to get ready for cars and cameras, because I miss stuff I wish I would have filmed because I'm in a hurry, you know.
Okay, so I like those. Like, I don't like when you're stressed out because that makes everybody else stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
But content-wise, for me, is better when you're banging stuff out.
Yeah, but I'm bad about skipping stuff on camera. Like, I'll just, like, go to work and do it. If Becca's out here, she has a camera in my face, and sometimes I get frustrated about it, but I just shut up.
Get that out of my face.
Because I know we are going to have a good video come out of that. Where, you know, if I'm out here doing it by myself, I'm bad about, you know, not picking up the camera or something. I was going to show this because we never showed it in video. Here's the Cars and Cameras trophy. And, you know, at first we were saying we technically didn't win, but we did win because we followed the exact rules. And the winners did not. We weren't mad at them or nothing. It can get frustrating when that happens because we tried so hard to follow the rules and we worked so hard to get there. But we wasn't mad at John. They thought we was mad because we left so fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or Charles did. Was like, was they mad because they left out? So they thought we was mad after the race, but Lonnie had to be at work at, he gets up at 4:30.
On Monday morning.
Yeah, and we had a 5.5, 6 hour drive. We still had to eat supper and stuff, so we had to get out of there. So soon as I got off or Lonnie and Braxton got off the track, I drove back to John's and started getting the stuff ready. But that was the backyard.
We had a great time there.
Oh yeah, we had a
Always loved
blast.
those things.
I just wish next year, if Lonnie goes with us, he's just gonna have to be late for work next day because I'm not doing that again. I hated rushing out there. I'm not blaming Lonnie. We knew we had to leave at a certain time, but they thought we was mad because they cheated with the tires, and it was frustrating. I'm telling you, but I wasn't mad at them. It wasn't like screw John in his race or nothing. But it was like, man, we worked so hard at that. I feel like Lonnie won that race, and Braxton could have raced better than he did. He was holding, he was tired or something. I don't know, but I know Braxton normally would have done better than that.
I'm probably scared of getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because baseball. Yeah. Baseball's a lot to him.
Yeah, and we already have some of our trophies made for our race. One I don't want to give away because there's so much history in it. Like there's there's so much history in this one trophy I made like years ago, and I made it because I was tired of these parts sitting around. I almost feel like that trophy should never leave our shop because it literally has.
Can you even call it a trophy then? It's a piece of artwork.
Yeah, it would be art that would stay in here, and I guess I'll show it to you guys. I made this. Please don't flip. Please don't flip.
Someone said, have you ever gotten tetanus? I
No.
don't think so.
No, think if you're a man, you don't get it. So there's so much history in this trophy right here. This piece of artwork, I'm gonna call it, because no one's ever gonna get it, I don't think. Okay, so watch how dusty this thing is. Oh, it didn't. Like, I'm gonna rub my finger. Look at that, where my finger was.
Oh yeah.
Look at the shininess where my finger was just rubbed down in there. So anyways, I'm gonna go through the history on this piece of art. This sprocket right here was off the CR80 track, so that's pretty cool. Then these valve springs are various ones from 670, the burnt 670, as well as the first 420 that I did and bent the valve because we didn't upgrade the valve springs. So some of these are 670, some of these are stock 420. The actual bent valve for the 420, the first valve I ever bent is this right here. This valve, this spark plug, just a random one. These rockers are out of the boosted 670 and the burnt 670. These followers or lifters are out of the burnt 670. We have the two cams right here are two stock cams out of the first Predators I ever built. Two of these stock rods are out of the burnt 670, and two of them were out of the 40 horse 670 that went on the Deuce. And then these push rods are all out of the burnt 670. So there's a lot of history in this little trophy, you know, and I made it with all these parts.
What about the spark plug?
It was just a random piece of crap LG spark plug. Comes in these motors, engines. But yeah, just thought I'd show that.
So who all's coming here in October?
So John is coming. Sorry. I don't think, so real quick before I tell who's coming, last time when we did John's, and I agree with John, there were so many people putting content out on the same races, it got stale real quick for the viewers. So the way I'm going to do our race is I'm going to make everybody wait to post their videos until I posted mine first, because we're putting a lot of money and a lot of time into this race to get it going. So I want to be the first one to release the videos, which I think John wishes he would have done that too. You know, like me and John was talking afterwards, and he said, yeah, I wish I would have did that, because now, you know, like I got to put out my Dust Bowl video before him because he had content of the other race and I didn't. So I focused my time on the Dust Bowl. And so anyways, John's not going to film a video of the race. He's just going to film like what we're doing in the background.
What do you keep looking at? I'm getting paranoid.
I just look at the cameras all the time. Cars and cameras will be here. Retherby Weldon, Vasily, Bill Breaker Pete, maybe. I don't know positive. I need to call them. Junkyard Diggs, Tranus Customs, and maybe Bleepin' Jeep. I need to call him and see. He wouldn't race it, but he would want to be here. So Bleepin' Jeep may be here. Be cool if he could come out. I'm not going to invite Grindhard. I think it's pointless. I don't think they would come, so I'm not going to mess with him.
We're peasants compared to them.
Yeah, so I'm not going to bother them with anything. And they're on the other side of the United States. They're way away. It's like a 25-hour drive. There was some channels I was going to ask to come.
We've been looking for new people to include.
Yeah, and we're going to do some different type collaborations next year. I want to K-swap my RX-7 outside. And I'm trying to do a collaboration with a smaller channel that I've been watching forever. And I really like the guy. He's a Christian. He works hard. He does really good work and knows Hondas really well. So I'm in the process of trying to get in touch with him to do a collaboration. And of course I would pay to fly him out here and stuff. And he's in Texas, so he ain't too far away. But so yeah, we're trying to figure out who all we can invite. We don't want it to be too crowded here.
Yeah,
like
that can happen real fast.
Like you don't want to get too many friends out that's just in the way. You know, like I always say, if friends are here, I hope they're willing to help. You know, like if I don't know if we'll need any help, but there could be someone break down on the track. We'd like them to get that card off for safety. We're going to have people all around the track with walkie-talkies linked to each other. That's one thing we got to buy is walkie-talkies. Because the fact if someone wrecks and gets hurt or someone breaks down, they need a recovery vehicle, because we are going to have a diesel Kubota that we're about to bring on the channel. and I want to answer that peanut production in a minute. But we need people everywhere. You know, like this is going to be a 1 mile course, so we need a couple people up here, a couple in the woods, communicating with each other, just letting people know what's going on the race. We're going to do 5 laps. It's 1 mile laps, 5 laps, then take a break for 20 minutes or so, let people look over gas, you know, make sure a carb ain't about to come off, exhaust ain't about to fall off. And
it's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hot. We're going to, we got to make people drink water. But so it's going to be really good. Next year it'll be even better because we are going to sell tickets for people who want to come and watch, but they're going to be very expensive tickets. Very expensive.
VIP experience.
Yeah, and we're going to pre-sell them, and if we don't sell enough, then we're going to cancel the VIP. Like, it has to sell a certain amount of tickets to be worth us putting the effort in. Because you got to think, with these people being here, they can't come in the garage. We might like bring them where they can stand in a certain section, everything roped off like a museum or something. Me and Lonnie just in there doing this, you know, like
robots.
Do some animatronics. But I did see a comment I wanted to talk about. Peanut Production said, "Do you ever think your openness about your religion hurts the channel?" Yes, I do. I think putting that my testimony, because those that don't know, my testimony of why I follow Jesus Christ is on my channel. What changed my life and what brought me to this channel and stuff was God coming into my life, and I do think that hurts my channel. And that's a good question. Yeah, no offense was taken from that. No, that's a really good question. I do think it, in a worldly view, it probably hurts where I've been able to go, and also though God's going to bless me in a different way from that. Whether it's maybe it won't be money and growth in my channel, but He's going to bless me spiritually with that. And if you know anything about Jesus, Jesus brings true joy, and that's where my real joy comes from. Not having all these parts. All these parts are a headache having. I mean, I have like thousands of dollars of engines in here. None of that stuff's going to bring you long-term happiness. It's going to give you, it's going to fill that little hole for a week or two, and then you're just aggravated that you have to build them, you have to do all this stuff. You know, there's a lot of heartache that comes with worldly pleasures, and Jesus brings me true joy. So whether it could kill my channel and I wouldn't take it down, because God would bring something much better for me than this. You know what I mean? So. But that's a good question, because I've always thought that in the back of my head. Does that hold me back? Because of course YouTube ain't made by Christians, you know. So
I'm sure there's an algorithm that.
Mm-hmm. I've thought it's held me back tremendously, and I see people. I'm not going to say any names, but I see people claiming to be Christians, and that videos they put out, things they do on other social medias and stuff, does not reflect a Christian, and that bothers me a lot. You know, it's like you're sitting here trying to uphold what a Christian's supposed to live like, and then you're putting these videos with these like filthy songs and stuff, and it's, you know, that's a two-faced in my opinion, and I try to not ever do that.
Not that we're perfect.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've slid back from God so much in the last year, and now I'm trying to, like, in my prayer life, that's where I fail Him the most. I let work overcome that, but yeah, and some people, you know, talk crap on me for being a Christian, and they can. I mean, that's ignorant to me, because if you don't believe in God, I'm not going to talk crap on you. That's your own beliefs. And this is my channel, after all, my views and my whatever I want to do on here. Yeah, that was a good question.
You do get a lot of support from people who.
I get more support
for that, though.
I get more support than I get any hate from it. Like, the hate is so minimal, and I give that to God, because God takes so much. I feel like He's held back so much hate from my channel, honestly. And I mean, you can say it's another reason. I say it's God, because I know what God done in my life. And I say this all the time, and it probably gets annoying to the people that's heard it all the time, but I just say it for those that haven't heard it. I believe in God because I experienced God, not because I was taught to, you know, believe in God. I didn't believe in God for the first 8 years of our marriage, and it sucked. Looking back, like, you can ask her, I don't even want to see pictures of myself before then, because I hate myself so much, who I was then. But, you know, I don't want to beat y'all with the Bible. I try not to just sit here and just pound it into you, and that's hard to do. Like, even with my kids, I do that a lot. Like, We was talking the other day how my daughter asked me a question, and I always combat with something from the Bible, which is what we're supposed to do, but I have to look at her from her point of view. When I was that age, I would have hated that, So I have to start pumping my brakes a little bit on smack her in the face with Jesus. But yeah.
So we appreciate your support for those things.
Yeah, for sure. Is Miss Redbeard going to offer welding classes, and how does on up? We should do a Miss Redbeard's Corner on the channel where she teaches you stuff she necessarily don't fully know how to do. But
which could be a lot of things.
It would, yeah, and I could also let her explain why she's doing certain things with welding when she really don't know why she's doing it. She's doing it.
Yeah, but all the professional welders will come at me hard.
It'd be hilarious, though. I don't know who Busted Knuckle Builds are. I've never even heard of them. Not saying nothing, but down them like, oh, I've never heard of them peasants. I've never heard of them. No, the person I'm talking about, I'm not going to say. There's several, but I'm not trying to throw hate on somebody here. I'm just saying.
Peasants.
Yeah, peasants.
My daughter told me that.
I am a Christian, for sure. For sure, play.
That TikTok.
What?
Where he sings the words.
What words?
The first one you ever showed me, a Christian.
I don't remember.
The guy that sings
Caleb?
the funny comments.
Oh yeah, she a crimson lady. I'm a crimson lady. And we have thought about making a second channel to keep the crap that you guys, the people that's hardcore go-karts and buggy builds that, wants to burn you at the stake for putting a live video out, We thought about coming out with the channel. I'm not going to say the name of it because someone will go make that channel and hold it at ransom. Like I'm going to pay them $2 billion for it or something. But
I think you should make a funny channel, like a funny behind the scenes.
Well, that's what this would be. It'd just be anything other than this stuff, like
Eric's
me
hilarious, y'all.
being dumb and just trips we go on, like this camping trip. We can make a little video. Nothing to be like super professional though, because I don't want to.
I could slap it together.
Yeah, and that's what I
teach y'all how to edit videos.
Yeah. I am not Catholic. No, I'm not. I don't even really truly know what everything. I don't know other religions. I just know that I follow what the Bible says and Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Relationship over religion.
Yeah. When people ask what denomination am I and stuff, I'll be like, well, the church I go to is Baptist, but I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. That's what I am. I don't like to put that. I don't know why it bothers me to put a label on it. You know what I mean? But. There's so much banter I cut out. There's a lot. Sometimes it's for a time reason, like I don't want the video to be super long. Yeah.
Someone said earlier that you should give Grayson a camera.
Oh yeah, I'd have to edit out
all the time.
I'd have to edit out a lot of nonsense, but he would do pretty good.
He tries to get me to take videos of him on my phone. He's like, hey guys, welcome back to YouTube.
Yeah, he always, kids these days, that's all they live on YouTube. That's all they do is watch other people live their lives, which, I don't feel like I'm not vlogging, and you guys back in the vlogger, see, that's when I first started watching YouTube was the vlogger and prank stage. YouTube has grown through stages. At first it was all funny videos. YouTube, when it came out, was 100%. We watched them in high school. And that was when E-Bombs World, if you guys remember it. Do you remember it? It was a website
No, I didn't know it. I knew YouTube was a thing, but I didn't.
My friend had internet. I never did growing
care about
up.
it till you started talking about it.
But E-Bombs World was the first one, and it had it was all humor, funny stuff. Thank you, Drito and the Lucha Cabre, for your donation. So then YouTube came out, and it was all funny stuff. That's all it was. It was all, old Greg and all that stuff, rough stuff, of course. And then it went to vloggers and pranksters, and that's when I found YouTube, truly found it and watched the hell out of it, because my job, like I worked at this dealership and I was trained to be a car salesman when I first got there, and it was the most boring thing you've ever done in your entire life. You take these tests all day on cars, so I'd take like an hour break and watch like hour throughout the day and watch videos. Then once I made a different position for myself, I had a lot of free time because I built computers and kept the computer system going. And there's a lot of downtime with that. But the fact they can't send me home because then if computer breaks, then they're sending me right back. So it was one of those things. They knew I had time on my hands, and I got really quick at my jobs I had there. So I had a lot of free time to watch YouTube. I enjoyed some people's vlogs, but every one of them, no matter how much I loved them at first, I got tired of them. You know, it's just like it seems like you're watching the same thing after a few months of it, like months of watching their life, you know. So, and people are still trying to vlog, and it ain't working out for them, you know. So, I was trying to think of anything else. Someone said, can you imagine a world without religion? I don't know. I mean, no.
They're talking about Daniel.
Where?
That
Daniel of Bill Breaker Repeat chose to enrich his life by stepping away from YouTube. I do believe we all have our own walk to take. I do too. Daniel called me after the Cars and Cameras. I had talked to Daniel a few months before, and he told me that something was going on in his life, but I think when we was on the phone, he was around people and didn't want to get into a serious conversation. So he's like, "We'll talk. I'd like to call and talk to you because he had seen my testimony and knows what the Lord has done in my life." And so when I got back from the Cars and Cameras meetup, I heard from the other Bill Breaker and Pete guys. This is before they released the video that he was leaving the channel and stuff. So I called him and talked to him when we got back again before the video was released. And that's a huge, bold move for God that he's doing. And I don't even know if I could say that would be so hard to do. And I applaud him for doing that, giving up all of his worldly pleasures, you know, for the Lord. He'll be living the rest of his life to please the Lord, and we all should be like that. But it's really impressive for a kid his age. What is he, 20, 21 probably?
Yeah, probably.
To give up all that. I mean, it's super awesome to see him do that. So yeah, and I wish the best of luck of their channel. I've even told them that we have a rotary in our RX-7, and they seem to be the rotary channel. And I told them I'd love to send them the rotary or have them come up here and we could build a buggy to put a rotary, you know, like obviously they wouldn't be able to take it home. They wouldn't have no way to take it home, but they could come and be a part of it. But yeah, we'll.
Texas, when you go.
Yeah, we'll do anything we can to. Is that a rat turd? I'm asking for a friend.
No.
It can't be. I wiped this thing down. What is that? Pretty sure it's rat droppings. When they put some rat traps out. Someone asked the lifelong question that people wants to know. There's two questions people wants to know. What's the purpose of life, the meaning of life, and Ford, Chevy, or Dodge? That's the two questions that is concreted in our history. And I have the answer to both. Ford, Chevy, or Dodge? Ford, for sure. I know there's probably more Chevy people than anything. That's what I would think more people is going to say. So far, I want you guys to tell me Ford, Chevy, or Dodge, because I'm a Ford guy. I don't like Mustangs. I would rather have certain, I don't like the 90s Camaros, but I, for some reason, love the Z28 from the 80s. And didn't like the 70 Camaros, but I love the 60 Camaros. It's like, Camaro only gets it right every other generation. I don't like Mustangs. There's certain Mustangs I like, but I'd never own a Mustang. I say that once we buy a Mustang next year. But, no, it will not. But I love Ford trucks over any truck, for sure. So far, Ford's winning it. There's some Chevy coming in here, which I love LS engines. I just don't like I love older Chevys for sure, square body Chevys and stuff. I just don't like anything. So I go back and forth. So the Chevys, like the 2001 Chevy, I like way better than the Fords. I didn't like the 5.4 and 4.6 Fords. Didn't like none of them. So if it came with that engine, I don't like that body style. I like the 90s body style Ford, like my black one that I have. I love those. I wish I had a super clean version, like a short bed, four-wheel drive, standard cab one. They're really hard to find. But I like my truck a lot. I got a 13.50 F-150, and I love that son of a gun. Stan has a Ranger and an Avalanche. He's bi. He's vehicle bi. It's distasteful.
Yeah.
I really want to know if that's rat turd on my counter. I wiped my whole counter down. It's
Okay,
just
you got
very.
stuff in there. Just go put it out.
Put it out. Oh, the killer. I haven't seen any in here, but they're here. Someone said, any thoughts on politics? He said, Ford versus Chevy, speaking on religion, you're hitting all the controversial topics. No, I will not ever speak any politics ever on here. That's pretty funny, though. But yeah, it seems like Ford won this contest, so I think there's good in all of them, and there's bad in all of them. Dodge had some crap stuff. Ford had some crap stuff. Chevy had some crap stuff. Seems like the new Chevys is the crap Chevys. Honestly, like seeing all the videos of repair work that they're having to do. But I worked at the Ford dealership, and I was able to see stuff that you guys would never know, problems they have with stuff. And that's what drove me to get the 50 F-150. It was so bulletproof, when it came out. It's just a great engine. Yeah, it'll have a few little problems here and there, but overall, it's great. Love your channel and your builds. Also like pie. Do you like pie? I do like pie. I don't eat much pie, but I do like pie. But yeah, I think you're going to find good and bad in all of them. So Junkyard Dig's trying to get me to do more car stuff, and I would love, like I got the RX-7 outside, I got the F100, which we're about to get Daniel over here doing some stuff. I like having Daniel around doing car stuff. He knows carbs a lot, and I know nothing about vehicle carbs.
Go Prius.
I don't think you're the only one. But get out here, fly, you jerk. But yeah, I want to get more car content, but car content don't do good on here. I mean, it's just when you build a channel around a certain topic, that's what you really got to stick with. Randy Travis, the worst thing was Ford's spark plug design in the 5.4, and I think it was a 4.6 also. Stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You have to break the spark plugs off in the head and then use an extractor tool to get them out. It was just retarded. It was dumb. I can use that word. It's my channel. She gets mad when I use the word retarded. Well, I think we've bled this pig for all she's worth. This live stream is coming to an end. What's your all-time favorite car? I will answer that. A 280Z, and then like swap it with some. I don't know if I would. That would be my all-time 100% favorite car for sure. Let me show you the exact way I'd want it to look. I will show you. I'll show you the exact one. I don't know, over every car in the entire world, that's what I want. You guys may think differently, but your boy thinks this way. What? Keep, you loser. That is my favorite car of all time, set up just like that. I don't know if I would want like an LS in it or something, but oh yeah. What do you guys think of that? That is my all-time favorite car. Do you like it, Becca? No, you don't. You hate it.
I do.
I would love to find that car. Man, that would be sick son of a gun. They're just awesome. Like that one's sick with them wheels on it. Like this is the same wheels entire combo I'd want. I tell you, I love it. And one of the worst people built this one. Gas Monkey Garage. But that car is freaking awesome. I love it. It's been my favorite car forever. I'm a big fan of Nissans. Of course, R34 is always my favorite. A red R34, whoo, doggy, I tell you what.
Just tell them to Google it.
I'm gonna show them. You don't see a lot of red R34s. They're all normally
okay, that
white
car's
and blue.
hideous.
You're hideous. Said the car, not me. I didn't say it. Let me type in red. The reason I like the R34 is because it had so much technology for an old car. Like it was just, it was cool, which I'm sure you guys know what an R34 looks like. But I'm gonna show you anyways. Hope it's a tiny picture, but that's just.
Someone said they saw that at SEMA.
Yeah, that was a SEMA picture that I pulled. Okay. Yeah, I've never thought of what I would actually do with like what engine I would go with, if I do like a 6.0 LS in it, or if I'd go, an RB or something. I don't know. I really like the VQ35 a lot. Like that Nissan I had, I loved it. I just hated it. It was front wheel drive. I think it'd be cool to put a 350Z power plant in that to keep it all Nissan, but I don't know. But that's my favorite car. Last question just got answered right in your face. Thanks to everybody who donated. Thank you so much for coming hanging out with us. Oh, you are way behind.
No, I saw it on my phone when you put it on there. That's lagging. That was way behind.
Okay. But he said Midnight Purple 3 R34. Sheesh. But that's the last one. And we appreciate you guys coming hanging out with us. We're going to try to do a live stream, especially now that we have internet. We have working internet. We have this computer going, which I think this background is good. Way better than me sitting on my phone dilly-dallying. The only problem is I can't really get up, and like mosey around the shop. But maybe we'll build an engine in the next couple weeks and do it live and only live and have, Or do y'all want to see Miss Redbeard build an engine? Yep, she's going to build it for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys. We thank you for all the support over the years. We're like 6 years into this, still growing strong, and we appreciate every single view. Tomorrow, Tilson 225 Builder's Kit will be coming out, and then Gravy Bones gets a big block. Gravy Bones right there, by the way, with the big block on it. Haven't rode it yet.
Let's see, right there.
So can't wait to see that, and I got some good gripper tires coming for it to see if she'll ride a wheelie. So thank you guys. We love you, and God bless.